Steve Greenberg there from Siena. The poll also delved into politics, asking voters their opinion of presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton, and the results are not so great for the Democrat. For the first time ever, the results suggest that Clinton's being viewed unfavorably by a majority of New Yorkers. Joining us now with this news and what it could mean, our political analyst, New York Post political columnist Fred Dicker. Fred, first let's go over the numbers. According to this poll, 51% of New Yorkers have an unfavorable opinion of Hillary Clinton. 48% view her favorably. Still popular with Democrats, but her overall level is down, her favorability level is down 21 points since July. What has led to this drop?
These are really extraordinary numbers, Cody. It's not clear. The poll doesn't ask people who responded why the drop took place, but I think it's no great secret. Her private email server scandal has been ongoing, although in recent weeks there's really been nothing new. I think it's fair to say the perception out there is that she's a weak candidate, and that's affecting a lot of New Yorkers. National commentators have been saying that for some time, and the excitement around the possibility that Vice President Joe Biden may run against her to get the Democratic nomination certainly is weakening her. And just quickly and finally, I think to some degree, since we see the drop here coming from independents and some Republicans, upstaters in particular, may have something to do with the very exciting, heavily watched Republican debate of a few weeks ago. For a while last summer, there weren't any Republicans out there. You could see that obviously. But after that debate, a lot of people have seen a lot of Republicans and may be thinking, well, there is an alternative to Mrs. Clinton.
Yeah, interesting. And we talk about the GOP. I believe only Donald Trump, Ben Carson, Marco Rubio, Carly Fiorina had positive favorability ratings here. What does that tell you?
Well, I think, New York is reflecting the nation. These were really numbers from Republican voters who make up a very relatively small number of New York voters. There are 2.5 million more Democrats than Republicans here in New York. So I think that's tracking what we see happening nationally. I would note that Carly Fiorina didn't show up in the top 3 amongst Republican choices, and it turns out that this poll from Siena was conducted partly before last week's debate where Fiorina did so well against Donald Trump. So I think that may explain that. Those numbers may not be as accurate as they should be.
Real quick, Fred, we'll talk about the breaking news coming from Wisconsin. Governor Scott Walker is expected in about half an hour or so to announce that he's pulling out of the presidential race, one of the first candidate to do so in recent memory. So what does this mean?
Well, he joins Rick Perry, another governor who dropped out. It means that he's going nowhere. We saw that, I think, in last week's debate. He was very flat. His campaign collapsed because it didn't have a strong rationale.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on who else might jump out anytime soon. Fred, thanks so much. Reminder, you can hear Fred's radio program live from the state capitol every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM.